How you doing, everyone? Welcome back. Well, back outside again. You know, rained a couple days ago, and the furniture out here is dried up, so I'm good now. A little bit overcast, but honestly, I kind of prefer overcast, especially for recording purposes because, I don't have to fight with the sun for lighting. But I didn't come out here to talk about all that, did I? Nope. Came out here to talk about the big breakup. The big breakup. Donnie and Elon. Yep. We all knew it was coming. We all knew it was coming long before the election. You can't have the richest man in the world who is, well, I guess if they're rich, I guess they're eccentric, I guess is the word for them. But I can't be eccentric. No, I'm just a weirdo, right? Yeah. So you get the richest man in the world who is just an outright weirdo with the richest person to ever be elected president, unfortunately twice. Both of them have massive egos, and well, MAGA doesn't know what to do because mom and dad are fighting. Looks like mom and dad are getting divorced. Well, who didn't see it coming? Seriously, who didn't see it coming? There's no way that two massive egos can coexist like that. One of them wanted to be the de facto president of the United States, since he can't be the actual president of the United States. And the fact that the actual president of the United States is an incompetent twit, but, who is likely, I don't know that he is, but he's likely suffering from dementia. And that's not coming from me, that's coming from experts. They say that he is showing signs of dementia, which, yeah, there are signs, definitely signs. Sorry, tag itches in the back of the shirt. Should probably cut that thing out. I don't like tags in my shirts anyway. Easily distracted, ain't I? So, where was I? Oh, yeah. Two power-hungry rich guys. And they want to govern together, right? And they want to save us all this money, right? Which is why Doge came about. Which, don't get me wrong, in theory, Department of Government Efficiency is a great idea if it's implemented correctly. This one wasn't, was it? Nah, that's why they just cut anything and everything. I don't know about you, but okay, sure, I haven't been to a barber in a while, but when I do go see a barber, I want them to use scissors on my hair, not a chainsaw. Right? Why? Because that's the right tool for the job. They took a chainsaw to somebody's head when we needed scissors. You don't just guillotine the whole head if somebody needs a haircut, right? Some things they've been saying back and forth. And I don't know where Trump was getting this thing where Elon wants an EV mandate where everybody has to buy an electric vehicle, or that that this that they're getting rid of this mandate, forcing people to buy EVs, which doesn't exist. I mean, doesn't exist. Would I like to have an EV? Oh, of course, absolutely I would. It's unfortunately not the most practical option for me at this time, for a couple of different reasons. First of all, the upfront cost, and second of all, just where I live. I mean, I could get by with an EV most of the time, but there are places where I go where it's just not practical because, it's just not, charging times, really. Time, not really even access to chargers. It's the time that it takes to charge. But that's neither here nor there, right? Meanwhile, Elon's out there saying, well, Trump is on. It is in the Epstein files, and that's why he won't release it. We knew that. We already knew that. In fact, Fox News deceptively edited an interview with Trump, asking about things that he would declassify and make public. JFK files, 9/11 files. What about the Epstein files? It's like, yeah. Well, maybe that one not so much, because that could damage some people's reputations, or what. There's a lot of fake stuff in there, or whatever it was that he said about that, right? And Fox decided to cut that out. Well, we know he's in there because how do we know he's in there? Easy. He was good friends with Epstein. He was. Now, does that by itself mean that he did anything nefarious? No, not necessarily. There are other people that are in the files who may not have done anything nefarious. May have. Don't know, do we? I mean, we know that Bill Clinton is a sleazebag, right? We've known that since, well, since his first campaign for president back in 1992. Right? We've known Donald Trump was a sleazebag since, well, as long as he's been a name that's known, as long as he's been a known quantity in American culture, right? As long as he has been known to the American public, or the world public for that matter, everybody's known he's a sleazebag. Musk, also kind of sleazy. And there's pictures of him with, what's her name? Ghislaine, Jelaine, whatever. Maxwell. That was associated with Epstein, right? Ghislaine Maxwell, whatever her name is, right? If you have the exact pronunciation, not that I care, but go ahead and drop it in the comments if you want. If you don't care like I don't, that's all right. Comment something else instead. But yeah, bitter breakup, bitter feud. And now we have MAGA kind of divided, but mostly leaning in favor of Trump, as we knew they would. As we knew they would, right? Because you can't have any critique of your leader. In fact, any allegations against him, you don't investigate the allegations, you investigate the person who makes the allegations. No. You investigate allegations. Okay? If I were accused of that kind of stuff, right, would my accuser be investigated, or would I be? Would the alleged actions be investigated? Well, I'm just some guy, so of course, whatever the accusation against me is going to be investigated, not the person who makes the accusation. You know, that's because I'm just some guy, right? Same with all of you watching, right? They don't investigate the person who makes the allegation. But, you know, we're also not the most powerful people in the world, are we? Right. So, you know, investigate whoever makes the allegations. And that's the MO. That is the MO. Well, come and investigate me because I'm doubling down on some of the accusations that are against, that have been made against Donald Trump. Come and investigate me. Do it. I don't care. Because, you know, everybody has known for some time, you know, and there have been multiple allegations against Donald Trump that, you know, we know that he sexually assaulted E. Jean Carroll. It's been alleged that he sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl. I mean, she was 13 at the time. And that was quite some time ago. That was years ago. And we know some of the things that he has said about his own daughter. He saw this little girl on an escalator who was, I don't know, maybe 10 years old or however old she was at the time, maybe 12, somewhere in that range. And he says, you know, in about 10 years I'm going to be dating her. That's not creepy. That's not weird. That's not disgusting. And we're expected to believe that he's not in the Epstein files when he has made these allegations, or not allegations, when he has made these public comments. And he was friends with Epstein. We know that that he was on the plane. Yeah, and we're supposed to believe that. And he refuses to release that file. I don't know. Mom and Dad are splitting up, kids. The bromance between Trump and Musk appears to be over. And quite frankly, let them fight. Let them fight. Because all they're going to do is divide their home. They're going to divide people against them. Right? People are going to take sides. And that will probably benefit the rest of us in the midterms next year, won't it? More than likely. Let them fight. Catch you next time.